Hey guys, this is Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Arrow Season 1, Episode 12, called Vertigo. And I feel like this is the episode we have been waiting for a little while, because we heard Vertigo is going to be a big villain in this show. And let's see if this episode disappointed me, or if it was good. This continues from last episode, where we get to see Thea. She's going to jail because of the vertigo drug. She was caught with it and got in a car accident. So now Laurel, Oliver, they're all trying to figure out a way for her to not go to jail, because that'll ruin her reputation and obviously not, her future. It would ruin her future if she goes to jail. So Oliver and Laurel are trying to get her to get out of all this, but she's kind of being a spoiled brat about it. So like, and she's in this episode, she's like, my mom did so many bad things, so I want to spite her. So she's being, the annoying character that we don't like her to be. So, that happens. We also get to see Oliver. He tries to fight Vertigo, of course. And, there's a lot of interesting things that do happen with that. And we get to see a lot of Vertigo's character. We get to see flashback scenes, with, Oliver and, the Chinese guy. I really don't know his name. I wish they said it more. Even though he's such a main character, I feel like not even a lot of people don't mention his name. But he's a character that is definitely interesting, because the last episode was called Trust but Verify, and we thought he betrayed Oliver, and now in this episode we get to see he might be a mole for the other side in the island and helping Oliver still get along. So I kind of pictured that. I didn't think he was going to be bad. I felt like they just left that as a cliffhanger, that way we could think, oh, is he bad, is he good? But in this episode we get to see, yeah, he's pretty much a mole for the other person. We get to see a little bit of Deathstroke in this episode, him fighting. Not a lot of Deathstroke. I thought it was going to be a bigger Deathstroke episode, but really didn't get to see a lot of him. I'm sure we're going to see more of him in the future, though, because, there's little flashes of Deathstroke, and he is a big character, so I'm sure they'll use him in time, especially with these flashbacks. So what did I like about this episode? What didn't I like about this episode? I gotta say I loved most of this episode, and a reason I did like this episode a lot is because they avoided the list again. I think that's the formula of a good episode for Arrow is avoiding the list, because I feel like it's more personal to Ollie. With this episode, it was a lot more personal. It was about Thea, and he's doing this because of his sister, and because he wants to do it. With the list, it's like, oh, my father told me to do this, but I really don't know who these people are, but I know they're bad. Let me right his wrongs. It really isn't that personal, but with this, it was very personal, and I feel like that's where we have to get him to be the vigilante that's taking this personal, the Robin Hood that we like Green Arrow in the comics as. So hopefully we get more stories as that and like that, because I think it made this episode really enjoyable, because you don't see the whole genericness and the whole formula. I feel like a lot of the past episodes have been, alright, well, we know what's going to happen, villain of the week, same thing all time, boringness. It has been a couple of filler episodes like that, but with this, the story, the plot, the other characters develop, and that's what Arrow needed, and that's what Arrow is getting, at least with these past two episodes. It really is getting developed of the plot, not just the villain of the week. But we had the villain of the week, and it wasn't like, oh, Vertigo's on the list, so let's kill him. It was personal to Ollie, and we need more cases like that. And I'm going to mention something about Thea. I was watching this with my family. It was like, well, what are you talking about? I don't think she's going to, because I kept mentioning that I've been mentioning this in my past reviews too, that Thea reminds me so much about Mia Dearden. They don't know who Mia Dearden is, but I said, she reminds me so much of Mia Dearden. And then in this episode, I don't know if you caught it, but it was a quick second, and I caught it right when they said, I'm like, go back, because I have DVR. So I was, I'm like, go back. So I watched it about 3 times. I'm like, they said that. Okay, so during the whole court case. It's towards the beginning of this episode. We get to see them state Thea Dearden, Queen. So I don't think this is just me, trying to say, oh, Mia Dearden's in this show. But I really do think they reference Mia Dearden with Thea's character, and I really hope she goes down that path. I see her right now, she has some struggles. I think she's going to have to struggle more to really make her character less whiny, to tell you the truth. Because she's a character I want to like. And because I think she has so much potential, especially because I really did like Mia Dearden in the comic books. And she really has the personality of Mia Dearden, and that's why her middle name is Dearden. I'm telling you, I really think I really think they're referencing that character and gonna bring some stuff from that character to Thea. Thea, Mia, they both sound the same also. So that's one thing that I was really happy to see in this episode, because, like, it's one thing just to mention Speedy. It's like, oh, maybe, a lot of people are saying in the comments, actually, it's like, maybe she'll die and Roy will take that name because, just in her honor if she dies. But I really think they're referencing the Speedy thing, the Mia Dearden thing. Really think they're really referencing it a lot. So I really hope she does become Speedy eventually, and I think with each reference I'm getting more excited. And now that she's in this whole law, surroundings, and I just think this is going to bring her more into, wow, there are bad people. I think that's what really needs to change her attitude, because Oliver, he had the island. That really changed him. And with Thea, she had nothing. She's still a spoiled brat, and we get to see that in this episode too. I want to spite my mother. It's like, you get to see she's that spoiled brat, but what will change her maybe is seeing the outside world, saying, wow, people have it worse than me, or something like that. And I really think she will develop as a character and hopefully become less whiny, because writers have to learn that we don't like whiny characters. And, we do want a strong female character every once in a while. I think Speedy has that potential, but, Thea has that potential, but she's definitely not there. She's just going to be, I really hope, there's a thin line, whiny and, Thea. But I really hope she becomes more of a stronger character, because, again, I see that potential in her character. And now with her in these new surroundings with Laurel, hopefully she does change as the season goes on. But let's talk about something else that was very on the edge of your seat moment with this end of this episode, which is, I guess, a spoiler. Felicity, who is the computer geek person, person for Oliver and Queen Industries. Now we get to see, I feel like she's a character that is mentioned a lot, but I feel like she's under the radar. A lot of people's like, oh, she's just a computer person. They just use her for no reason. Oh, to progress the plot. They use her to progress the plot, but she is more than that. And we get to see that in this episode. Is that in the end, she says, your stepfather gave me this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you know this. And I'm not stupid. I don't think you're using these needles for energy drinks for your friend. I'm not stupid. I know you're lying, but I need to tell you this. So obviously Felicity is going to get more into Oliver's life. And I already heard, spoiler alert, press release, which, usually they don't give many spoilers. So there's obviously more to the story. But Felicity goes into, their hiding spot, and she does find out. I think she does. In one of the press releases, they said she does. And that's usually just a plot. It's just saying the plot of an episode, and not supposed to be all spoilers. So I think that's going to be a bigger part. I don't know what episode that is, but it's coming soon. So I think with this, it's just going to make Oliver say, maybe we need her on our team. And I was like, she's so much like Barbara Gordon. I'm still hoping that they're referencing Barbara Gordon and making the whole Birds of Prey thing. That could be interesting. But that was a really good cliffhanger, and that's the cliffhangers I want with the end of the episode, Cliffhangers that are like, wow, this is interesting. What is Felicity going to do? And this character that really hasn't been shining in the episodes, and really, really, you think is a minor character, really could become a bigger character. It reminds me a lot of Chloe Sullivan, her attitude, I would say. And definitely, well, I think I love Chloe's character a lot more, but and I think she has more of a charm to her character, but I think Felicity could definitely grow into a character that does have that charm. I think if we learn more about her character, because we really haven't gotten to grow with her character, again, she just feels like a minor character, but it seems like she is going to grow, and I think she'll be the next person that finds out Ollie's secret and really could help Ollie. It really should be a great dynamic to the team. The one thing I'm so disappointed about, who finds out Oliver's secrets are always the minor characters. Dig, Felicity. I would really like to see some of the major characters, because that would change the storyline a lot too. I know I rambled a lot with this, but I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of speculations that they had with this, the Dearden thing. Again, I had to just talk forever about that, because that just made me really happy. and the Felicity thing, and then the flashbacks were really good too, because I really don't think he is betraying Oliver, and I think that's important. I'm liking how they're pacing the whole episode. The writing was just so much better in this episode than it has been in the past. It really was good. Again, I hope they take, you know, examples from this episode that, stop doing the list, really, I think. Stay away from it. And if you're going to do a list, make it more interesting. But this episode, it was just really good. I think it hit more to Oliver's, again, personal vendettas. And it's just a really good episode. So don't miss it. It has a lot of great stuff. I think just episodes to come, we have Roy Harper coming. The next episode looked pretty good. I think it's actually a Laurel-based episode. We really haven't seen her in a while shine in the episode. So it should be very interesting. And I think the show really is getting better, which I'm glad the progression's getting better, especially after that episode we got back from the mid-season finale. I was very disappointed, but right after that really started picking up, and I really hope it doesn't disappoint, because it really is going on a good track right now. It's really doing well. But tell me your speculations about this episode. What do you think is going to happen next? I feel like there's a lot of hints to what's going to happen in the future, so just tell me in the comments below, what did you think about this episode? I'll be doing another review for Arrow next week, because I do reviews for Arrow every week, and I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.